good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cal 516 live in the mix, and this is the Swish Flames podcast. Get your money, money. Young bull Micheal Porter Jr. with the re-up with the Denver Nuggets, signs a max contract extension. We're going to dive into that, y'all. But before we do, please check out our website, www.swishflames.com. Hit us up at Twitter at Swish Flames, and definitely check out the Facebook and YouTube page at Swish Flames Podcast. We are close to 1,000 subscribers. Definitely appreciate everybody's support. Hit the like, comment below on what you feel about this Micheal Porter Jr. contract extension. So Micheal Porter Jr. signs a max contract extension, and it's worth $172 million over 5 years. Now, this can grow to $207 million if he reaches an All-NBA team this year. It can rise that price up. But like the words of the great Fat Joe, yesterday's prices, surely not today's price. In the matter, Micheal Porter Jr. is making headways. Wolves dropped the bomb earlier today, and this is definitely big news. If you're a Denver Nugget fan, you got to be happy because the Denver Nuggets have their own version of what they consider a big three. And yes, it may not be as fancy as the names as some of the other teams like the Lakers or the Nets or even the Golden State Warriors, you know. But at the end of the day, here's what I'll say. Denver has the youngest 3 max player team in the NBA. And let me tell you something. Just a little, not to get off subject, but just a little nugget. What's crazy is when Joker is up for his extension right now because of his accolades, right now they're ready perceiving that Nikola Jokic was signed the richest deal in NBA history because of all of his accolades. When he reads up, his contract will be the biggest ever in NBA history. So the Denver Nuggets, you know, are going to re-sign Joker. So what they have done right now is solidify themselves and saying, hey, we believe we have a nice young core and we're going to lock him for long term because we know we're going to be competitive and we're only going to get better. Micheal Porter Jr. still has room to grow. Nikola Jokic still has some room to grow. Jamal Murray still has some room to grow. They also re-signed Aaron Gordon not too long ago this offseason as well. And so Denver Nuggets are backing up the Brinks truck. They're telling their fan base we are committed. And this is a team that, as they continue to get better year in and year out, that this is a team that definitely can get a championship out of this core. I truly believe that. This is definitely a team that, if they stay healthy, they can still win. You know what I'm saying, as far as the NBA championship. So if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, you got to be excited that your front office is committed. They're showing you that they're committed to winning. They're showing you that they have located, definitely have located their young core, and they believe in these guys, and they're paying them like it. You know, there was a lot of, rumors. Will the Denver Nuggets really pay Porter Jr.? Are they really going to spend all that kind of money? And they're showing you they absolutely are, because now with them solidifying Jamal Murray, solidifying Aaron Gordon, now Micheal Porter Jr., we already know it's a no-brainer that they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they keep the Joker. This team is committed. So I like to see that. And this Micheal Porter Jr. is a good story because let's face it, man. He came out of college. If you remember the 2018 draft, he came out of college, and Micheal Porter Jr. was, in most people's mind, he was the number 1 pick that year. But because of injury, a lot of teams got off him. They were scared. They didn't like what they saw as far as his back. And, Denver, he was able to fall into Denver's lap, and Denver could take that chance because, they already had a lot of good young players. And so they weren't pressed to have him, contribute right away. And so he was able to take his time on rehabbing and coming back. And they made sure, that they try to make sure that he came back at a real healthy rate. And, they were slow in his progress. He started coming off the bench. And then as he progressed, they gave him more and more opportunity, and he earned it. Now, remember, he was the 14th pick that year. If you could redo that 2018 draft, it'll be a whole lot different. Now, if you look at all those extensions so far, those mega extensions, you got Luka, you got Trae Young. Those guys got those max extensions, and you also got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, another guy who, if you could redo that draft, would have been drafted earlier. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went 11th that year, y'all. And so if you could redo that draft, remember DeAndre Ayton went number 1 and Marvin Bagley went number 2. Marvin Bagley really hasn't panned out. So if you are the Sacramento Kings, you kind of look back now and be like, yeah, that wasn't the best of picks for us that year. Jaren Jackson went number 4 with the Grizzlies, and then Mo Bamba was 6. And so if you go by the top 5, Ayton was number 1. You probably go Luka, Trae Young, 1 and 2, right? And then you probably could sit there and say you either going to pick Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Micheal Porter Jr., or DeAndre Ayton. Those would be the top 5. So even though he went number 1, I still feel he's the top 5 in this draft, for sure. Needless to say, Micheal Porter Jr. is playing like a top 5 pick, for the Denver Nuggets. So if you're the Denver Nuggets, this is a no-brainer. I like the move. Shout out to Micheal Porter Jr. for securing the bag. Shout out for his hard work and dedication to getting his career to the projections and living up to expectations. He's a lights-out shooter. He's a dangerous scorer. He has a chance to be one of the best scorers in the league if he continues to grow and continues to get better. So I think this is a good look. But nevertheless, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. It's your boy King Cal 516. If you want to donate to the podcast, please hit us up on the Cash App, $ King Cal 516. Live in the mix. You guys know how we do it. Here we go. You know how we do it. We do it big. Anyhow, signing off, it's your boy King Cal 516. This has been the Swiss Flames Podcast, y'all.